Okay, so let's talk standard form. We have seen standard form, we just haven't given it the name standard form. So, we're used to seeing equations like this, something like 2x minus 4y equals 8. Okay, we're familiar with this. And typically what we do is we would take that 2x, move it over to here, and solve for y and get y by itself in order to put into slope-intercept form. Okay? Today, we are learning a new strategy in how we get from standard form to a graph. Okay, now, let's just make a quick note. Usually, we go from standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. We rearrange that into slope-intercept form. So this gets rearranged into y equals mx plus b. We then find m, b, plot, and graph. Now, if this is your strategy and you feel completely comfortable rearranging for y and then graphing that way, that is amazing, okay? If you struggle with maybe the double negatives, the fractions, understanding what stays a coefficient and what doesn't, then please, let's use this new strategy, okay? So, we've got standard form equations here, and we have a ordered pair that we know is always going to be written as x comma y, all right? Now in A, instead of x, there's a 0, and then y is unknown, so we're going to try to find y. Since I know x is 0, I'm going to take x minus y equals negative 3, and I'm going to replace 0 with x. This leaves me with negative y equals negative 3. I multiply both sides by negative 1, and I get y equals 3. So that gave us a point on our graph. It gave us a y-intercept. When x is 0, y is 3. That's a y-intercept, okay? Well, opposite of that, we are now going to take x minus y equals negative 3, and how we have 0 as the y value now, we're going to replace that y with 0, okay? Now let's look. X minus 0, that's just x, so x equals negative 3. So what we just did was we just found 2 points on our graph in which I can draw a line through to connect, and now I have my graph. From this graph, I have a b value of 3. Let's see if I can get some pretty points in here. There we go. A rise of 1, 2, 3. A run of 1, 2, 3. That's an m of 3 over 3, or just 1. So I can even go ahead and write that y equals mx plus b form, our slope-intercept form. Boom. So there's another way to get to where we needed to get without rearranging for y. Okay, so whatever one is easiest for you. What I need us to know is when it is on the y-axis and the x is 0, it is a y-intercept. Opposite of that, when it's on the x-axis and the y value is 0, that is an x-intercept. Okay, this is a new term. We've only ever dealt with y. I want us to know there's indeed x as well. All right, let's look at this guy. So I've got 2x minus 5y equals negative 10. Here, there's a 0 in the x place, so therefore I know x is 0. So I'm going to replace x with 0. This tells me that I know x is 0, and then I'm looking for y. So when x is 0, y is 2. There's my first point. There's my a-intercept. Nope, my y-intercept. Okay, well, opposite of that. Now y is 0, so I'm going to put 0 in the y spot. 2x is equal to negative 10. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. X is equal to negative 5. So when x is negative 5, y is 0. That is my x-intercept. We can find the rise over the run between those 2 points. We can find the slope. We know the y-intercept. We could write y equals mx plus b. Cool? Here, once again, I'm replacing x with 0 because that's where it is in the ordered pair. Negative 3y equals 9. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. Y is equal to negative 3. Oh, I think my Apple Pencil died. Let me plug it in. Oh no. Why isn't this working? There we go. So, y is negative 3 when x is 0. Let's find out what x is when y is 0. So, 2x minus 3 times 0 equals 9. We've got 2x equals 9. We're dividing both sides by 2. X is equal to 9 over 2. Or, yes, I'm letting you write a decimal, 4.5. So, we've got a point at 0, negative 3. And a point at 4.5, comma 0. Let's draw our line. Our arrows, and let's see if we could write this equation. So this one's going to be a little bit different because if we just wanted to do rise over run from point to point, it would be really hard to have a run of 4.5. So let's look for a different pretty point. I see one right here at 3, negative 1. That means I'm going to be rising 1, 2, running 1, 2, 3. M is 2/3. B is negative 3. We could absolutely write that y is equal to 2/3 x minus 3. Bam. We didn't have to rearrange for y. We just plugged zeros in, graphed, and look, there we have our y equals mx plus b form. All right? Now, this one says to write with do without rewriting. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show us the 0, 0 method and a rewriting method. Okay, so I'm going to actually, to avoid confusion, get rid of this. And write that over here. Okay, so first let's do the 0, 0 method. If I want an x-intercept, I got to plug 0 in for y. So I've got 5x minus 3 times 0 equals 15. 5x is equal to 15. I divide both sides by 5. I get that x equals 3. Okay, if I want a y-intercept, I have to plug 0 in for x. So I have 5 times 0 equals negative, whoops, no. Sorry, minus 3y equals 15. That means the negative 3y is equal to 15. Please pay attention and make sure that sign stays with the coefficient. All right, divide both sides by negative 3. Y is equal to negative 5. All right, so I'm not going to graph that yet. Actually, let's graph it. 0, negative 5, and 3, comma 0. Now let's compare on how we would rewrite this equation into y equals mx plus b. I've got 5x minus 3y equals 15. My first step is to get everything that is with that y to be completely on its own. So we've got to get rid of 5x first. To by 5x, I've got negative 3y equals 15 minus 5x. Just rewrite it as you read it, 15 minus 5x. I'm going to divide both sides and everything on both sides by negative 3. And I get y is equal to 15 divided by negative 3 and negative 5x divided by negative 3. The reason I split this up is because I want us to remember that both of these terms need to be divided by negative 3. So 15 divided by negative 3 is negative 5. Negative 5 divided by negative 3, we can't really reduce that, but we can make that a positive. And boom, we just have to rearrange. And we've got a glorious y equals mx plus b slope-intercept form equation. So let's look. B is at negative 5. Oh, that matches up. And my slope is 5 over 3. So I'm going to rise 5 and run 3. Oh, what do you know? There's that same exact line that we found by using the 0, 0 method. So I do not care what method you use. I want you to do the one you're most confident with and the one that you know you can get the right answer with. Okay? So you pick. Do whichever one you'd like. On the practice, 1 through 3, but A, B for each of them. So these first 6 problems, I need you to do the 0, 0 method, okay? I need you to follow these. All right, I need you to tell me based off what you found, if it's an x or a y intercept. All righty. And then when you get to graphing is where you can do whatever method you want. All right, when you get down to 7, here, if one method does not work for you, meaning you don't get a line on your graph, okay, try the other method. Okay, so if the 0, 0 does not work, you must rearrange.